Good day everyone, welcome to TLE 10. And for today's video, our topic is about Personal Entrepreneurial Competencies or also called PECS. So what is PECS? This refers to the key characteristics that a successful entrepreneur should have in order to be successful. And why PECS important? Because it can be a useful tool in assessing one's strengths and weaknesses since it considers areas such as attributes, characteristics, lifestyles, skills, and traits. And now, at this moment, let us learn the three clusters of personal entrepreneurial competencies that an entrepreneur should possess. Number 1, Achievement Cluster. A successful entrepreneur should have the ability to gather necessary resources, initiative to proper actions, and courage to grab business opportunities. So what are the achievement cluster? Letter A, Opportunity Seeker. One of the essential requirements in entrepreneurship is the capacity to look for opportunities in business. The entrepreneur looks for people with special talents or skills to work and produce products that are unique in flavor and appearance. The entrepreneur is able to identify the present and future needs of the market. He or she can do new things and combination of things together to make possible products happen. Second, achievement cluster, risk takers. Risk is defined as the probability of loss. A successful entrepreneur accepts risk with great self-confidence. He or she is willing to take on risk when there is a great possibility to have profit. He or she joins ventures where he can control the situation. He or she views failure as a learning process. He believes that in business, there is a chance of winning and losing. The third achievement cluster is committed. Entrepreneurs dedicate time and energy to a business. Entrepreneurs set a core value that they follow for their business. And last achievement cluster, persistent. To be successful, the entrepreneur uses different solutions to overcome all forms of obstacles. A successful entrepreneur has the ability to identify various alternatives or ingredients to improve the product offerings. Again, the four achievement clusters are the following: opportunity seeker, risk takers, committed, and the last is persistent. Now, let's move to the second cluster of PECS. The second cluster is what we call planning cluster. A successful entrepreneur is flexible and creative. He or she knows how to plan business activities, make realistic decisions, and set goals that are easy to attain. Now, let's talk about the things under the planning cluster. Number 1, good planners. The successful entrepreneur lays out plans carefully, follow up progress reports, and get feedbacks to attain set goals. They are also good decision makers. Successful entrepreneurs are innovative and creative. They always make decisions which help improve their products and thus create new products and markets. An entrepreneur has the ability to make the right decision and solve problems through creativity. Now, let me enumerate the 6 steps in making decisions. Number 1, identify the problem. 2, gather the necessary data. 3, analyze the data. 4, formulate alternative solutions. 5, select the best solution. And 6, implement the solutions. So, these are the 6 steps in making good decisions. Now, let's answer the following questions. Why does an entrepreneur should have a good decision-making skills? And what is the difference between decision maker from good decision maker? And now let's move to the last thing under the planning cluster, The goal-oriented. Entrepreneurs need to set clear and specific short-term goals. And those goals should be SMART. And what is SMART? Specific for S, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for realistic or relevant, T for time-based or also called time-bound. So, what are the things under the planning cluster? Good planners, good decision makers, and goal-oriented. Now, let's down to the last or to the third cluster of PECS. The third cluster is the power cluster. Entrepreneurs are usually people with ideas, initiative, and skills to lead and manage the business. So what are the things under the power cluster? Number one, leadership. Successful entrepreneurs keep going despite setbacks. They are task-oriented, effective planners, good organizers, and implementers. And the characteristics of leadership of successful entrepreneurs, they have high sense of self-worth. They believe that leaders should have a high sense of self-worth without which they will never undertake tough challenges. It means leaders, they're not afraid of challenges. Instead, they became motivated because they knew that they were able to surpass those challenges. Next, let's answer this question. Do you think or does leadership really matters? Now, let's move to the second thing under power cluster, the achiever. An entrepreneur sets goals and accomplishes them. Even though they don't excel easily, but they make sure that they will become an achiever. Third, hardworking. Successful entrepreneur formula for success is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. Hard work and determination, not just intelligence and education, can bring success to the baking industry. Are you familiar with the Julie's Bake Shop? Yes. Julie's is a name associated with bread making and other baked products. Its owner has been recognized as a successful entrepreneur due to her various bread offerings. And those different breads are product of their hard work. So, please be reminded that being hardworking is one of the good characteristics under the power cluster. Next, courageous. One must possess the necessary will or passion to build a business from scratch. Don't you know that there are prominent business people in the world that they started from zero and now they are one of the heroes? Next, optimistic. You have to be optimistic. You have to view setbacks or trials as a new direction and not as a failure. Always remember, if you fail today, tomorrow is another day. Next, compassionate. Entrepreneurs treat their employees with compassion and respect and promote the welfare of their employees. So it's good thing that you have mind or brain, but it is good thing as well if you have heart for your people. The next one is sociable. Entrepreneurs possess interpersonal skills, have wholesome attitude and character, and they are honest. It is important that you know how to build relationship to other people because those relationships will be a connection to build more bridges towards to success. Next, knowledgeable. At least you know every aspect of the business. You don't have to be a master of every aspect of your business, but at least you have a little knowledge about those. And the last, managerial ability. A good entrepreneur is able to coordinate all aspects of running a business. It is important that you know how to communicate and coordinate so that you may avoid conflict. So it is really important that you have a managerial ability. it is necessary in putting up a business. Now, let's answer this question. Why do you think Power Cluster focuses more on the attitude rather than the skills of an entrepreneur? So, that's all for today. Hope that you've learned something. God bless your learning journey, and I wish you a bright future ahead. Thank you for listening.